What's Hot,
where we give you the exclusive on what's hot within the Asian American community.
On today's episode of What's Hot, we'll talk with the cast and director of Baby, a new Asian American film about gang life during the late 80s and early 90s.
Hi, I'm Christina Stacy and I play Sammy, Baby's girlfriend.
Hi, my name is Lynn Ko and I play Ariana, who is Baby's other woman.
So, I'm David Wynn and I play the title character of Baby in Joan Chung's new film, Baby.
Basically, Baby's a story about the Asian community in the 1980s and 1990s and the gang culture that was going on during those times.
Specifically revolves around this character, Baby, who gets in trouble with gangster neighbors next door, ends up going to juvie, comes out of juvie, he's 17, 18 years old, and it's about him trying to deal with conforming to society or things in his life and trying to regain or move on with it.
It just showed Baby when he was younger and the innocence and that journey that he had to becoming a gang member in a gang. And I think it was interesting seeing both sides of him and showing like those redeeming qualities about him and that he's not just this bad guy, but because of the circumstance that happened to him, he is this person.
The movie's a drama, it's a tragedy, and it really shows the darker side of the Asian community in Los Angeles, or even America, that we never get to see. And so it's a far cry from a lot of other Asian independent films that you're going to see out this year or next year or have seen in the past.
You know, a lot of people didn't know that there were gangs, that were consisting of Asian kids that got together and, kind of came together as a family and really did some like mafia stuff, gangster stuff, some gang banging, like really hardcore stuff. And a lot of people in the mainstream would never have known that unless we made this film that really showed that there is this side of the Asian culture.
It's pretty much the first movie showing this side of Asian gang life, like something so harsh.
The story of Baby, with its violence and its youth violence, basically was one of the biggest hurdles to overcome, and just really try to get funding for it and make it happen. For me, that was the biggest obstacle. What would the Asian community say about it? How the kids look at the movie? How would they receive it well?
There's a lot of kids out there who have certainly lived this, and they know it. They know people who are definitely tied to this type of film.
This movie is pretty violent. It's got its violent parts, but we don't really glorify it. I think the violence was used pretty responsibly. The way we showed it and the way we filmed it and the way we threw it into the story, the violence really added, say, like the pain of the character of Baby and the whole tragedy of it all. Violence is a problem in this country, and us showing it the way we do, the way we portray it, will hopefully open some eyes and really send a message to people that things have to change. It is a problem, and it's not pretty.
It was so much fun to discover this character, but it's so difficult to maintain it, so difficult to actually be in it and live in it. And so the scenes with Ty I found, really, really difficult, because, if you were to really get into it and really discover what's going on, it's just a terrible relationship between the father and son. And it's tough. Working with Christina, Stacy, and Lincoln was pretty fun. It was awesome. There's not a lot of opportunities where you get to be the lead in a film and have two, I guess, like semi makeout scenes or love scenes with two different chicks. It's awesome. It's lucky. That's all I'm gonna say. Working with these two specific girls, it was like, you couldn't ask for any better casting choices. I mean, they're great performers, and they do their thing well. And so when it came down to actually like getting to the scene work of I guess the romantic scenes of the film, it was just like, it wasn't awkward at all, because it's like it's just fun. You're just having fun, and you know what you're doing, and it wasn't like, oh no, Oh, we gotta kiss. Oh, jeez, gotta brush my teeth? No. What you gonna think? Who cares what you thinks? Whatever, we're friends, we're buddies. So it was cool.
Dave is pretty much the opposite of who he is in the movie. He's Canadian, so and so he's totally different.
Probably the best time I ever had was firing the guns. I never handled a gun before, never really held one, never really seen one. And so to get an opportunity to, I guess, play a character who was like firing guns whenever he basically wants, it was cool, you know?